I'm on the subway yesterday, and I'm sitting across from an old lady and a young woman. And the young woman has some kind of suitcase, and it's in between her legs, and the old lady is really old. That's all I know. I have my big headphones on. I'm listening to Bruce Springsteen's Secret Garden on repeat. I have no idea why. It's been my new song lately that I've been into. So I'm listening to that on repeat, and I'm not really paying that close attention. I'm kind of in my own world. But the old lady says something to the young woman that pisses the young woman off, and then the old lady gets off the subway. And then the young woman looks over at me. We make eye contact, and she shakes her head in anger, but trying to get me to be angry at the old lady too, but I don't know what's just gone down, and I don't really feel like joining her in her anger, and so I look down at my feet. And then I look up briefly, and I see that she's now directing her anger at me, and I start to feel really uncomfortable, and I feel this kind of negative energy coming at me and entering my solar plexus, and so I get very nervous because whenever I feel that something so strong, then it creates more anxiety, and I start feeling it more, and it builds and it builds. So I imagine myself completely surrounded with white light, pulsing out like as a padding, like some kind of protective padding, but it's not working, and I still feel it in my solar plexus. So I imagine big swords cutting the energetic fields between us. I know this is insane, but this is what's going on in my head on the subway, and probably no one around me would know that I'm imagining swords cutting energy fields. But that's what I was doing. And then she got off the train, but it made me think about my hypersensitivity to people and energy. And I know the word energy is really new agey, and actually other Crucial Minutia people make fun of me for using it. In fact, 3 of them, and I'm not going to mention names, made a bet one night at Writers Group how many times I would use the word energy, and I didn't use it once, which I was really proud of. But then when I found out about the bet, I got sensitive, and then they felt bad. It was not good. But anyway, I am sensitive to energy. I pick it up on, I pick it up, and I love being open, and I love being empathetic, and I love being sensitive. It makes me who I am. I think it's awesome about myself. But I don't quite know how to protect myself in the world, and living in New York City especially. And I think now that I spend more time by myself, not being in a breaking news environment where I was for 9 years, where I think I kind of numbed out and was depressed, obviously, because I was picking up all this negative energy. Now that I'm more aware of what my energy is, then when I am with someone else or a group of people, I think I'm more sensitive, or I'm able to recognize the difference. And I don't quite know how to protect myself. And so this is my question to you today. If you're someone who's sensitive to other people's energy, what do you do to protect yourself other than not hang out with them? Let's say you have a boss you don't like, or someone you in your family, or a friend that you can't get away from, that whenever you're around them you just feel terrible, or you feel anxious or sad because they are. What do you do is the first question. And the second question is, if your talent is something, so mine, let's say, is empathy and sensitivity, and that's my talent, and obviously it also then is my weakness because it sometimes hurts me. Do I have a responsibility to just be that, even if it hurts me? Or is it okay for me to think about things in ways to protect myself and honor myself more, and not give that away all the time? So I'm torn between really wanting to figure out how to control that, and then also feeling like, well, that's who I am, and if the price of that is to suffer, then maybe that's what it is, because that's what I meant to give the world. So those are my 2 thoughts and musings for today, and I would love your feedback. So I hope you're having a good day. My feet are freezing because it's freezing in New York, so I hope wherever you are is warm, because warmth is a good thing on a very cold day.